For this video, what we're going to work through is a rebate joint. So in design and tech, especially in woodwork, there's two different joints that we use the most. One would be the rebate and the other is the housing. They're both almost identical, except the rebate is at the end of the material and the housing is inside it. Okay, so all it is a matter of taking out the thickness of the material that you would then like to stand at 90 degrees straight up from it. So in this case, we're working with 19 mil thick material. So quite simply, we need to mark out 19 mil, which is there. Okay, then we can use the tri-square or set square to rule all the way across. Okay, so that's our depth, sorry, our thickness. Now, as far as depth, the way we work, with this case, 19 mil, we're going to go to roughly 8 mil to 9 mil deep. Okay, so down the side, all we've got to do, we can mark that there, okay? Or we can use this here, which was the marking gauge. So quite simply, move it to where we need it. Let's say 9 millimeters there. Tighten it. There's another video on this which gives you the close-up. Double check it. That's set. You can then take your work out and quite simply, you're going to scribe that line, which will give you the depth that you need to work to. So we can work that all the way around. And there as well. Okay, and then nice and easy, with that line that we've scribed, we can put our pencil in it, just so we can see it a little bit clearer. Okay, just like that. Then using our square, we can bring the line from the top of our material down to meet that scribed line on both sides. And what that gives us is something that looks like that there. Okay, and on the side like that. So what we're going to do for this joint, we're going to take out that piece there, which enables us to sit the next piece on the inside of it. So we put it in our clamp. Then we use this saw here, which is a Tenon Saw. Again, there's another video on this, so please find that if you need it. We're going to line up where we need to be. We're going to, just nice and easy, start that groove for our saw to sit in, and then just work our way, making sure that we're even on both sides. And all we want to do is go to just before our line on the side. So we can have a look on both sides. I've got slightly further to go on the other end, like that. Okay, check it. Perfect. So what we're looking for, still want to be able to see your line, both on the side here and on the bottom. You don't want to go below that. Now, we just simply turn it over. Make sure it's straight in your vise. That way you just have to cut straight. And again, all we're going to do, we're going to now cut that piece out. Nice and easy. Work your way through it. Make sure you're cutting in a straight line. Just like that. Okay, that piece then comes out. And again, you'll see that we can still see our pencil line. Okay, both here, and along here, and there. Any excess that we have isn't a big deal. We're then going to use a chisel to clean it all up. All right, so working with chisels, we have 3 different size chisels. We've got a 25 mil, a 19 mil, and a 13 millimeter chisel. Okay, they've all got different uses, but for this one, quite simply, I'm going to pick the 25 millimeter chisel, as that gives me the best ability to cut the most amount off the width. Okay, which means that we're not getting lumps. It's going to be as flat as possible. Okay, so using a chisel, it's very sharp. All right, it's basically a knife. All right, be careful with that. You will hurt yourself if you use it wrong. Okay, very simply, you're going to line it up just underneath the height of your material. Then you're going to use this here, which is a mallet, and you're just going to lightly tap, holding your chisel flat, you're just going to lightly tap all the way through, then you can cut that bit out there. Then you're going to continue to work that through on both ends. Okay, like that. You'll have these little extra bits. Again, just take those bits out like that. All right. If there's a really small amount that you need to take off and you don't want to use the mallet, quite simply, because we're working with the grain, all right, we can just push and that curls up nicely, as long as you've got a sharp chisel. All right, just like that. And then you can cut that bit off there again. Now, when you're working, you need to make sure that you don't go below your pencil line, because as soon as you've passed that, it's no longer accurate. All right. So all we need to do, we just keep taking it off until we're happy with where we're at. We get our extra piece of material, sit it there, make sure that it fits, and then we can go and move on. Okay, so to finish our rebate joint, quite simply, this is our piece of material that we would like to sit in. All right, we go, yep, we've got the depth there. All right, so we need to be flush. Okay, flush means this face meets up to this end. Okay, nice and smooth, we're flush. As far as depth, we can check with our ruler to make sure that we're at our 9.5 roughly millimeters. This one here, perfect. All right, it's at about 10, but it's good enough. Okay, that can then sit there ready for us to do our joining method, which in this case will probably be glue and nails.